Hey guys, it's Julie from PaleOMG, and today I want sweets. Because you know what? I want that every single day of the week, don't you? People who don't like sweets, I don't understand them. But today, I'm gonna make cheesecake brownies, and I think even a person who doesn't love sweets is going to love this dessert. And don't worry, it's totally dairy-free, I'm serious. So we're gonna start off with a cup of dark chocolate chips. I'm gonna melt this. You can do this over a double boiler, or you can be like me and just put it in the microwave. You're gonna heat this up for 2 minutes, stirring every 30 seconds to get the perfect consistency. Oh, yes. Perfect consistency every time. Now our chocolate's ready to go, and I just preheated our oven to 350 degrees because we're gonna bake these brownies soon. So next, into this chocolate mixture, I'm gonna add a ½ cup of maple sugar. And you can also use coconut sugar in this. I just prefer maple sugar here. Then I'm gonna do a teaspoon of vanilla extract. And let's clean this up. And I'm gonna use a hand mixer to beat this all together. Perfect. Now I'm gonna crack 2 eggs in here, one at a time, and I brought these eggs to room temperature just because you know what happens when you add eggs to something hot? You get scrambled eggs, and that's not what I want in chocolate. I'm not into it. So 1 egg at a time. And 1 more. And so that's what we want. We want that chocolate to ribbon down. Next, we're gonna add tapioca flour. So this is just gonna bind it just a little bit, and we only need a 1/4 cup, and add this 1/4 cup slowly, because if you add it all at once, it's gonna go everywhere in your kitchen. Add a little bit, beat, and add a little bit more. And it still kind of went everywhere. And last little bit. Okay, just a couple more ingredients. So these brownies are pretty fudgy. I'm gonna use about 1.5 teaspoons of baking powder, and these are gonna help it rise just a little bit, but not too much. So 1.5 teaspoons. And I swear, my baking works because I don't really measure that well. It's just rough measuring here. Now let's add just a sprinkle of salt. Want to break up all that sweetness because we have a lot of sweetness going on, and scrape down the sides of this bowl, and then we will beat it once more. Perfect. Okay, so I just lined a baking sheet with aluminum foil, and I'm gonna spray it as well. I don't want anything to stick to this. So I have a little bit of coconut spray. Before I add my brownie batter to the pan, I'm gonna add some chocolate chunks. And this is totally optional, but I love chocolate, so I'm gonna add as much as possible to this. So I have about a ½ cup of chocolate chunks. You can use chocolate chips, mini chips, whatever you prefer. And just fold that in, and then I'll add that to my pan. Try not to lick the spoon, and I'll spread that out. Okay, and we'll rinse these off because I'm gonna beat our cheesecake mixture. So I'm gonna rinse these, and we'll be good to go. Now we have to make our cream cheese mixture that's gonna go on top of our brownies. So I'm starting off with 8 ounces of Kite Hill almond milk cream cheese. This tastes just like the dairy version of cream cheese, I promise you. There we go. And I just brought this to room temperature just so it can be a little bit easier. Next, I'm gonna add a ½ cup of maple sugar. So remember, you can use coconut sugar in this as well, but the coconut sugar is gonna make it a little bit darker in color. Maple sugar lets it become that white color that we see in cheesecake and we know so well. So I prefer maple sugar. So ½ cup, into the bowl we go, and then teaspoon of vanilla extract, and then 1 egg. And I brought this egg to room temperature as well. Now let's just beat this mixture. We'll beat it for about 1 minute and it'll be good to go. Now, we're just gonna put this cream cheese mixture on top of our brownies. I'm gonna add just heaping spoonfuls into this brownie mix, and then we're gonna mix it together. So there's no rhyme or reason here. It really doesn't matter. It's all going to get mixed together in the end. It smells so good. The maple sugar smells amazing in these brownies. Now, you can either use a knife, but I'm just gonna use the back of this spoon so I don't have to wash more dishes. And I'm just gonna run this through our brownies and go back and forth and mix it all together so that cheesecake layer can drop into the brownie batter. And then we'll have these really pretty designs once it's baked. So I'm gonna put these in our preheated oven. Remember, I preheated it to 350 degrees, and that's going to bake for 50 minutes. After your cheesecake brownies bake for 50 minutes, you're gonna take it out of the oven, let it cool completely, and then put it in the fridge overnight. You want this cheesecake layer to be nice and cold. So I already have my finished product here, and what's so nice about the aluminum foil is you can take it right out. Whoop. And we're good to go. Oh my gosh, it's so pretty. Now let's do the cutting. So what you're gonna do is cut halfway down the middle, then you're gonna do it the other way, and then same thing, halfway on both sides. This knife is covered in brownie, it's delicious. Let's try one. I always like the edge, obviously. Who doesn't like the edge of brownies? And look at that swirl. So you can see the chocolate chunks, you can see the cheesecake layer, chocolate, everything's cooked through. Perfect, it's absolutely perfect. You're gonna wanna eat these every day of the week. And pro tip, these in the freezer are even better. They're just crunchy and delicious, they're so good. So if you want the full recipe, you wanna live your best life, just go to PaleOMG.com.